Yay, welcome everyone. So glad you're here. I'm so excited to share with you some tips on how to get past the fear of rejection. There's so many things that we want to share with you today. Larry's here, Laser Beam Larry's here to support us. So if you're watching the replay, yay, thanks for being here. Definitely post in the comments and say hello. I don't know how many of you have met Laser Beam Larry, but every once in a while during the 30 days, he'll come in. Hey, Larry, you're in the banner right now. Yes, you have to stand there. So anyway, we're going to share some really cool things today. And in our theme of trusting yourself, specifically though, we're talking about rejection. Yeah. Like fear of rejection, breaking up with people, letting go of relationships that don't work for you, all of the things, because oftentimes this is where we lose a lot of time. So not only that, like you keep yourself from you keep yourself from having what it is you know in your heart. And then that is not actually trusting yourself because you know something's off, something's not working. And the self-doubt and the fears ooze in. And then guess what? You're afraid to make a choice, afraid to trust that voice within. And so that's kind of a cycle that can happen here. Hey, Sandy, who else is here? We'll give it a little bit for people to arrive. We're actually sharing this with YouTube, and we're sharing this with my regular Super Love group because we have a mantra that we could not even contain ourselves last night when we created it, that will be the kind of earworm of transformation that once you learn these kinds of affirmations, mantras that just become part of your life, and the way that we're going to teach it today will hopefully lock into your cells so that when you need it, it'll just come back to you. And so you no longer get held back by this fear of rejection. And how does it get any better than that? So I want to talk about rejection first. So what really is that? What is your experience of rejection, Larry?
Well, I mean, when I first hear the word, it definitely makes me cringe a little bit, and it feels like self-judgment, and it's just it's typically not a pleasurable, emotion or experience for me.
Yeah.
But we've turned that around.
Yeah. In the mantra, you mean, that we haven't shared yet? Yeah.
In the mantra.
Well, I've always thought of it as like when I've been in relationships, and then, I had this one experience, which was really painful, where I was dating this guy, and we were writing each other. I went away to yoga camp for 2 weeks, and we were writing each other a lot, and it felt really romantic and really fun. And we had only gone on a couple dates before I left town. And then, it was really building. The excitement was really building. And then I came back. We had a couple dates, and it was so great. I was really excited for what was about to happen. Then I remember having this one day right before I was supposed to teach a yoga class where I just felt this like sinking feeling. And I taught my class, and just feeling this feeling like, oh, what's happening? And then I go to my phone, and he said, sorry, I'm going to go see someone else now. And I just felt crushed by it. And I remember, that I just had so many things come up. I was sad. I was depressed. I felt like I did something wrong. I like wondered what I did wrong. I felt like, oh my God, I'm not good enough. Like all of the things were coming into the space. And then sort of over time, I started recognizing how it's really like it was a cosmic intervention. That's what I called it. It was a cosmic intervention because, being able to then step back, there was a lot of things that he was doing in that relationship, and even things he said to me, like, oh, I can't, I oftentimes, have a hard time staying in a relationship. And it just, to me, was like, oh, well, of course you're staying in this one, and I was missing these like little subtle clues. But anyway, I started using the term cosmic intervention. And I believe that to be true. I mean, rejection is not even, it's like the worst word ever. Remember when we used to talk about it as heart reclamation?
Oh, yeah.
And so Larry and I taught a class on this, and we like to call it a heart reclamation. So it's like, okay, whatever's happening, when someone breaks up with you, it's not about you. It's about what they desire, who they are. If they want, if they're not getting what they want, yay, good on them, and it's not a flaw of you. It's just not a match. It's not a match. But if we go into the sad story of the, oh, wow, I'm not good enough, I did something wrong, and fall into the stories and the hopeless kind of dialogue of that, then we are, putting ourselves in a very powerless place. When you can go, okay, and there's emotion, I get it. I'm not saying you shouldn't ever have emotion when a relationship ends, because obviously there's, something exciting about being there. You obviously liked something about it, and then it's gone, and there's a grief. There's like a loss. So it's natural to feel something. But, and I'll just say, the heart reclamation gets to be how you show up for yourself and reclaim your power and remind yourself and affirm to yourself and trust life. So this whole conversation today is how we can get back to trusting life and all that, that is, the cosmic intervention of relationships kind of disappearing, but also, really owning your heart space and taking a stand for you enough to also notice when there's relationships that aren't aligned for you. When we were talking at dinner last night, you mentioned that, right? The time that can be lost staying in a relationship that doesn't work for you, right?
Absolutely. I was in a relationship for 8 years. And the last 3 years, we were in therapy and, going to one therapist after another, until finally the last therapist said, why are you guys together? And it's like, I think we were more committed to the idea of being committed to a relationship, and being like, fighting the good fight, instead of actually seeing that you're not my match, Right. And finally looking back on, okay, we could have done that 3 years ago and not been afraid to hurt each other's feelings or to feel like a failure because we couldn't make it last.
Right. That is kind of a hard thing sometimes to discern, like what's the difference between like digging in and learning about each other. You and I have had plenty of face plants and moments of like, I'm gonna, strangle you and you strangle me, where then we either go like work with someone or have a different kind of conversation to learn about each other and support each other in new ways. When you look back at that relationship, was it obvious? I mean, is it obvious in hindsight where there were big mismatches, would you say?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, just we never were able to plan for the future. You know, it's great living in the moment, but we could never get to those conversations of looking at what it's like to be old together. And for me, that was, you know, in hindsight, that was a big clue that we could never get to that place of feeling like we were committed, even though in the moment we did, because we were together.
Why? Because you had such different visions of a future, like
Yes.
different goals and desires and dreams.
Different goals, different desires, you know, our money, our, you know, she wanted to be in New York, and I had grown up in New York and wasn't going back, and there were big divides there, and in hindsight, we just wanted different things,
right?
You know?
Yeah, so that's really good. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Casey. Hey, Mandy. So glad you guys are here. And whoever else, say hello. You might be on a different page. But anyway, so there's like really acknowledging the power within you, because ultimately life is supporting you no matter what's happening. It's sometimes hard to see in the moment. And I think when there's a breakup or when you realize, oh my God, this relationship isn't for me, but I guess maybe I should give it another try. And that cycle keeps happening. And maybe, you know, deep in your heart, it's not working and you're just scared. There's a lot of reasons. There may be a financial connection. There may be a fear of living on your own, or whatever the thing is that can lock you in extra long. Then the important thing to recognize is those awarenesses. So this trusting yourself 30-day immersion that we're doing is really getting to that place where your inner ears are working. They're working, and you choose to listen, but not only that, you choose to trust what you are getting when you listen to yourself. And so relationships that don't work out, if someone ghosts you or you know, says you're not for them, or you know, cheats on you, or any of the things that can be so painful, what if that is what would be different for you if you could trust all that's unfolding and know that that event or that experience will always lead you to your person, especially when you're choosing and you're asking for your love relationship. You're asking for something greater. And I think that's kind of a key too. And maybe this is that, have you asked for what you wanted? All of you who are in the 30-day and all of the Super Loved Club members, you guys are absolutely asking for it, asking for that love relationship, asking for that next level thing. So celebrate that, because now the universe is going to deliver. It may look funny. And you may go on a date and think, oh my God, this person is great. And next thing you know, they're siphoned out of your world. Either they don't show up, or they say you're not for them. And it may be like, what, and painful, and like, oh gosh. If you can not go into the sad story and begin more and more to trust life and know that everything is working out for you, know that. And get really good with your spidey senses and be able to even say, wow, you know, this person seems great on paper and I'm not feeling it. I'm going to let them know, hey, you're great. but it's not for me. I totally wish you luck, and have that level of consciousness and communication and commitment to yourself, then the whole relationship with rejection is going to be different. In fact, it can feel almost like an amazing gift, or it will feel like a gift, and it'll feel like you're supported. So is there anything we missed talking about around that? Because
I just was thinking about people, when you get ghosted, that this person that's ghosted you, they're not having that kind of consciousness, and they're having guilt, and they're not able to just face someone and say, this isn't working for me, and speak their truth. Instead, they just sort of sneak away.
Well, and it's not a judgment. I've done it. Like there's a lot of people, who just don't have the communication skills and whatever, you don't even have to decode it. And to me, it's a cosmic siphoning out. I've had that happen before, and I tell my clients that all the time. It's like, okay, if you have someone in your pool and you're excited about them, and then all of a sudden they disappear, just know that that you are being protected, and you are being cared for, and you're saving some time. So, and I really truly believe when you step into a community like this and you're asking for that conscious, loving, happy, healthy relationship, the super loved relationship, then you may even see more of that at first, and just know that it's like, okay, good. Like, let's get to it. So we created this little ditty last night, and we are so excited to share it with you. It's a mantra for this. So we're going to break it down, and then we're going to do it together for several minutes, and long enough that you're going to be singing it all day long. Anyway, so it goes like this, and we have some hand motions that go with it. So this is not only a mantra that is a transformational phrase to support you. When you then add the physical gestures to it, that's called celestial communication. So it's like you're communing with the divine and sending this like smoke signal through your body to transform even more. So it's like a supercharged amplifier. The celestial communication invites all of the beings, the entities, divine, and the woo-woos, the unicorns, all of it to support you in having even more. So it starts out like this. It's not rejection. So you're gonna shake your head no and put your hands out in front of you. It's not rejection. And then you're going to start going, yes, you're driving. It's course correction. So it's going to feel funny. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Oh, wait, it's really hard to do these two at the same time. So, and then we're going to go into using a Gurmukhi mantra, which is Satnam. Satnam means my truth, my truth. So, truth, the essence of me, that's what it means, the essence of me. So we're saying to ourselves Satnam, and then we're saying to our beloved Satnam. So we're pointing to the beloved, but Larry also was aware that the magic in this too is that we can say, do we go this way first or this way?
Let's do us first.
Okay, so Satnam, and then pointing to either your future beloved, where you're acknowledging, hey, I know it's a course correction. I'm on my way to see you. Or it can be, Satnam to the person who you're letting go of, because you know that, it's not a match. Or it can be Satnam to the person who ghosted you or rejected you, and just honoring that, they want something different. Okay.
It's sort of like an act of empathy. That you're saying, I
see you.
I see you. You're not a bad person. You're just not my person.
Yeah. And so Satnam. So you're pointing Satnam, and then Waheguru. So we've talked about this one quite a bit in this community. Waheguru means, I'm in ecstasy with my connection to divine. So it's like, I'm in ecstasy that life is supporting me. I am so grateful that the universe has my back. That's what Waheguru is. It's also, how does it get any better than this? So if it's feeling rejected, you're doing the Waheguru for like, okay, show me greater. If you're feeling, well, whatever, I'm in ecstasy with my connection to life and trusting life. So the Waheguru in this is, I trust life, and how happy and grateful I am for that. So ready for the whole Waheguru, we go
No, we go Satnam.
No.
Satnam.
No, Satnam.
Right.
Well, we did it this way. Satnam, Waheguru. I kind of want to go Satnam.
Let's do it.
So, all right, we might change that, you guys. Satnam. Yeah. Okay, so let's do it together. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. Okay? Yay. Hi, Mia. Mia's here. That's awesome. Okay, so let's do this together. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. 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 Oh my God, Gidget's doing it too. Yay. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. Get into it. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. Keep going and know that this is connecting you to your beloved. Satnam, Waheguru. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. Are you doing this? It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. Get into it. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. Yeah, get into a whisper. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Waheguru. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Satnam, Wahegadu. Keep going. Really feel that connection to you and your soul and really your power, the power within you. Wahegadu. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. Can you do this with your eyes closed?
Rejection.
It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. Speak to your soul.
It's
Not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. Keep going. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. How much do you want to stand in your power?
Rejection.
It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. Rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. Now let's do it mentally in your head. So stop doing it out loud, but hear it in your head. Out loud again. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. One more. It's not rejection. It's course correction. Sat Nam. Wahegadu. Woo! Yay! Awesome. So keep that in your personal development treasure chest. And really, the whole idea is to remind yourself that things are working out for you. Remind yourself that life has your back. Oftentimes when we're in the middle of something, or we're in the middle of an inner critic attack, or whatever can occur on the path of life, then it can be hard to see because we're in it. But I'm sure that if you look back into your life at all of the different times when there was pains or frustrations, you can probably see all of the ways that the universe worked to kind of recalibrate, redirect you. And, and this is not to be taken as, oh, I did all these things wrong and then the universe had to fix it. No, it's really not that. This is knowing that everything that arises gives us more information that the more we can listen, I'm sure there's times, I know for me, I had many times when I had really strong intuitions about things and I ignored them. And then I saw kind of why, what happened for, the struggle or the like feeling like I'm trudging through mud. And other times when I really trusted myself and I noticed like, wow, that was scary to trust myself in that moment. And now I see like why I got that information. So really practicing showing up for you. That is trusting you. That is the most powerful thing you can have, is showing up for you, honoring your heart, and knowing that if you've asked for your love relationship, then, it's practices like this that keep us on course. It's practices like this, being in the community. It's, joining us. If you haven't joined us for the 5-day camp that's starting next week, the 5-day Get Super Love Dating Camp, that's going to be a powerful thing. All of these experiences help us to get in more of our personal power and to have more clarity and to know who we are. And that way we have, fewer questions and confusion and drama and struggle, that we can have a lot more ease and happiness in our life. And you'll also get really practical tips and tools on how to date and be in the modern dating world and connect with people and find people who are aligned with you. So lots of value there. So glad you're here. Please let me know how that was for you. I hope you had fun with that. We had so much fun creating it. And I'm really grateful that you all joined us this morning. And we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you're in the 30-day experience, we're meeting at 6 p.m. Mountain Time for Dead Old Lady readings. Bring your questions, get answers. They're ready for you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. Just show up and you're going to have a blast. So, all right. See you soon. Bye, everyone.